Okay. All good.
All right. So good evening. It's Monday, May 10th. And here in Denver, it's a rainy, almost snowy Monday night. But we're going to talk tonight about, does a side hustle make sense? What does that even mean? And I'm going to be talking tonight with Jenna Platt, who is a longtime friend for, I think, a decade here in what we've done with Juice Plus. And we started this as well, we started in very different places, and we're going to go into our stories. But what I want to really impress upon everyone tonight is the idea of, does having another stream of income, does having something on the side that creates options for you make sense? I think sometimes we get caught up in saying, hey, I'm too busy, or I wouldn't be good at that, or I am not a salesperson. Well, here's the deal. Um, Everybody out there has a side hustle. And if you haven't been invited into one, you're going to be. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about why I think we have the best one. But I'd really like to go back to the beginning and just very briefly, Jenna and I want to share how we started on the Juice Plus product and how we got involved in sharing this with other people. Would you like to go first, Jenna?
Yes, absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I heard about Juice Plus from a friend about 16 years ago. And back then, my husband and I we were young, we were working a lot, we were constantly on the go. And so when I found out that Juice Plus was just fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I knew that it was something that we needed. I took a look at it for him because he would not touch anything green. So I knew this was a no-brainer. That's something we were going to add to our diets immediately. And back then, I had just started my dream job, and I was working at a regional publication in town called 50/20 magazine. But I knew that I wanted to share Juice Plus with everybody that I met. So I signed up to kind of just share casually. And I had my first child, and I worked for a year, and I just missed so many firsts. It was heartbreaking to realize what I was missing at home. And so because of this, I was able to come home and be with them and kind of make an extra income. And so I know we'll talk a little bit more about that, but Juice Plus has made a significant difference in our health. Everybody needs fruits and vegetables, and we wouldn't go a day without it.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. So for me, it was a little bit different. I got introduced to Juice Plus by a friend very casually, just a couple months after having my first baby. And she got me started on the product because all you had to tell me was that they put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And that was enough to really pique my curiosity. And I said, if they can put fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I need that. And I kind of have always carried that attitude around with me when I share Juice Plus. How could you not want this in your body? And then once I liked the product, she had shared a lot of information with me, but I said, hey, so is this like being the Mary Kay lady, right? This is 15 years ago with fruit and veggie capsules. And she said, kind of. And I said, okay, well, how do I do that? And so that's the thing is, people are looking for opportunities. So for me, when I knew that there wasn't a lot of overhead or risk involved, and I really liked the health conscious community because I wanted to get healthier, and my life really shifted because I had just become a stay-at-home mom. So I was a little bit different than you, Jenna. Like I quit the job first, then I was at home, and you're like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And so it was a lot of fun for me to build this and to learn some of the skills and take some of the things that I had learned in my previous profession and learn how to kind of evolve from there into doing this. And I think one thing that really helped me and that I hope to impart tonight is having this kind of entrepreneurial mindset. Go make things, go create things, go offer things, go share things. That's what makes our world go round in our country. We're a consumer-based society, right? Most of us are not living off the land and growing our own food anymore. I know I certainly don't have time, but I do know that we don't get enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. My kids don't. None of the people I love do. So I have something that bridges that gap for them, that keeps the people I care about happier, healthier, gives me more energy, makes me feel good about how I'm aging, and preventing disease and so forth. So when you talk about for you, Jena, what was that like, kind of leaving that mindset of, you were used to having a job with a salary, maybe you got some commissions at that job, but what was it like then to go into this, where you really you just kind of start right here, but there's no limit on what you can do? What was that like for you?
I mean, that was something that piqued my interest because, coming from the publishing industry, there wasn't a ton of growth. There wasn't many places that I could go. I was kind of capped out. So, when I came home, I had one child at the time, and then one boy. And from there, we had three more. And so, I was a marketing professional. I was an athlete. I was a traveler. And then I came home and I became a diaper changer and a cereal maker and a professional vacuumer. As a matter of fact, for Mother's Day, my son Dawson wrote me a card about how much I love to vacuum. And so that's what they see me as, and I slowly kind of found myself slipping away. Like, where was my identity anymore? I love being at home. I love this, but I needed something. I just wanted to do more and be more, and I wanted to contribute. I think there was something in me that I've always been able to contribute to our family financially. And, my husband has always had my back. He's like, if you want to be home, you be home and we will figure it out. But I wanted to be able to contribute in a more significant way financially. And so having Juice Plus, knowing that this was something that everybody needed anyway in their diets, it's kind of given me a sense of self, per se. Like, it's given me a little bit more identity around being a mom. I have a different kind of purpose in addition to my important job of being a mom. So it's definitely a big mind shift coming from the professional world, but being able to be home and bring in a paycheck is something that I will never take for granted. So I know what an opportunity I have here. And I feel like the busier we are, we're all so busy. We all wear so many hats. I know that we do. The busier we are, I find that the easier this is. The more that we're out there talking to people, the more, we're out there meeting moms or at the park or play dates or at the grocery store or whatever. Everybody has a need, whether it's with their health or their finances or what have you. I think this fits the bill for everybody, and it just offers an opportunity in many, many different ways.
No, absolutely. And I love how, you made that shift, and that's kind of like part of life as we go through all these different seasons of life. But I know for me, I kind of made that shift from corporate mentality to doing this. And, this kept me home for 13 years. And it taught me to be more creative and disciplined with my time. And the thing that I really loved about it, of course we love the income, but I love making the impact. I love growing teams, seeing other people kind of come alive and spark and go touch people in their lives that I don't know. I think that part of it, with so many other opportunities, it tends to focus so much on, I think, a lot of hype and a lot of, kind of rah, go make a lot of money, but are they even selling a product that you want to buy? And I think what makes Juice Plus so different, and I know everybody on this Zoom would raise their hands and say, aye, that you're here because you fell in love with the product first. And where our company is so generous is they pay us to be the people who share it. They pay us to be the people who market it. And if you can really open your eyes and look at your life, and whether you're sitting in the waiting room at the dentist office, or taking care of an aging parent, and maybe you're around nurses or healthcare staff, or you work in a school, or you do work in corporate America, you are around people all day long that need to hear about this gift that you have to offer, and you can get paid very well to do that and to duplicate those efforts. So that's been really great. And I know for you, Jena, like, would you say there's like one or two things that you could bring from all your past experience in life and how it helped you here?
So that's a good question. I mean, I find that I can meet people wherever I go. I strike up a conversation wherever I go. I feel like this is something anybody could do. And like from my past experience, just talking to people. I mean, we don't really, it's not rocket science to strike up a conversation with somebody and kind of just listen, find what their need is. It's a very easy way to help other people. It's just very, very simple way to.
I love what you said about anybody can do it. And I just think that there's always 3 ingredients for, if you're looking at this. And I think that you don't have to have any special talent or experience. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to live in a certain kind of house or a certain kind of, it doesn't matter if you live in a small town or out on a farm or in the middle of New York City. You can do this anywhere, and technology makes that even easier. But if you have that, what I call above average ambition, and you have a good work ethic, and you're coachable and teachable in terms of being willing to grow, because when you do something like this and you make a decision that you're going to share this with everyone that you can possibly influence, you're going to get a ton of responses back. And how you navigate the responses from others and how you grow with that is such a powerful experience. So that for me, I feel like the 15 years that I've been here, and I'm just getting started, is, I'm like, I will be with Juice Plus for my whole life. I love it, but I have learned so much about people, and about resilience, and about hope, and about, having courageous conversations where maybe you ask somebody a question about their health and how they're really doing, instead of just, glossing over it. Maybe you're that person that gets real with them and can have those conversations. And I know for me, just this month alone, having had some of those conversations and getting some people I really care about who are tackling some health stuff on Juice Plus has been exciting. But at the same time, I'm also sharing with them the power of, well, now so now you're empowered to go out and share it, right? Because all that you really need is you need your $52 distributor application and to go share what you just learned about.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. You know what what I appreciate right now is, I know everybody, there are so many people with entrepreneurial spirits right now. I feel like everybody kind of wants to, in addition, like what we're talking about, an additional stream of income is just so important. And so many people are trying to do their own thing. What I love about this company is they make it so simple for us to do. All we have to do is go and share, and then they take care of the rest. The billing, the drop shipping, they send you a reminder to follow up with your customers. So it couldn't be easier. So all we're really sharing is the benefit of fruits and vegetables, and who couldn't use more of that. But it's amazing everything else that it offers to you. It offers a community of like-minded people, a company that's willing to, bend over backwards to help you. And I haven't seen anything like this, in all of my corporate experience. It's a bit amazing to see like a benefits package that's just outstanding. That's something that, is amazing and incredible to work towards. holiday bonuses and things like that. So the company could not be better in and of itself, you know, aside from this amazing community of friends that I've made and people that I do this alongside. So.
No, and I think that's a great point to bring up, because I think there's a lot of different companies out there. There's some great companies. I think ours is the best. So, and it's been awfully good to us and generous. And I feel like they have always handled things with fairness and integrity. And that's really important to me, that their values align with mine. I don't want to be in business with anybody or anything that is shady. And so, you know, people out there looking at all these things, it doesn't hurt to do your research and really kind of look around a little. But I think what you'll find with us is, with our company being over 50 years old, Juice Plus being in the marketplace 27, 28 years now, it just has such an extraordinary track record, and you're not going to beat our science and our, you know, our systems. And as we develop and we enter the digital realm, we're just getting up to speed in the 21st century. We're global. We're in 26, 27 different countries, which is amazing to me, because you know, if I grow up here in Texas, but I have a college roommate who lives in Barcelona, Spain, that person can be my business partner just as easily as my neighbor in Texas, right? So that's a really, it's a really duplicatable and viable model. And I think, you know, you can come into this, and what they offer in terms of bonuses and things to get started and to move up through the ranks in our marketing plan is really exciting. I mean, there's over $100,000 to be made advancing through all the ranks just in title awards. And that doesn't include your monthly commissions. That doesn't include your team building bonuses. So there's a lot of money that can be made, but I think you also cannot, you shouldn't downplay the fact that an extra $500 to $1,000 a month for most people is just a blessing. It just, you know, bridges the gap, because you know, whether it helps to pay off some student debt for a younger person, or it helps to pay for a private school. Jenna and I have talked about that so much, because you know, we have kids that we want in a really good private school where they're going to really get the best access to education that they can. Or whether maybe you're financially, you know, helping out some aging parents, or you'd like to retire, but you're not really ready to just, you know, hang out all day and golf all day, and you want to be busy and have something to do. This really does that for you. And so I just encourage you, if you're taking a look at this, to have a conversation with the person that invited you, and also have a conversation with maybe one or two other of their team members, just to hear their personal story. You've gotten a little bit from Jenna and I know we haven't been super specific tonight, but I mean, it's been extraordinary for us in terms of what it's given us for work-life balance, being able to be there for our kids, and you know, just extra income. It's like, I think every month I go, oh, thank you.
Me too. You can't beat it.
Absolutely. So, so that being said, I think we will wrap this up and open it up to any questions that anybody has tonight. Unless you want to add anything else.
Well, no, I see a few new names on there. So, I mean, I know if you're not familiar with Juice Plus, definitely reach out to the person who invited you, like Ellen said, and we'll share some information. But overall, it's just an amazing way to spread a mission, a message of good health, and to make a little bit extra on the side, no matter what you do. This is an amazing thing to fold into what you're already doing.
I mean, here's the thing. If I just found out about it today, think about this. If I just found out about it today, I'd say yes today.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be like, let's roll.
I
Yep.
think you guys did a
There's-
great job, and I love how it's enabled you guys to be able to be home with your kids. That happened for me as well. My kids are now 28 and 25, so they were raised on Juice Plus, and it's just been a huge blessing for our family. So I love that we are continuing that legacy on down the line and enabling moms to be able to, be able to go out and bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan at the same time. Well, maybe just the vegetables. So.
Right. No, I think our kids eat bacon too. So
That's why we take Juice Plus.
Yeah.
Right?
exactly.
So with that, you
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.